in Chitwa Dam, it's been very rare to see him swimming. He's normally just basking in the sun, but look at that very gracious movement of his tail. He's actually just using his tail to propel himself forward. And look at that skin. He does look so much more menacing in the water than what he does outside of the water, doesn't he? I'm very surprised to have seen him here swimming. It seems like he's going... Perhaps he is going back to his usual spot. I think maybe we caught him off guard as we arrive a bit too early and he doesn't really know what's happening. Where are you going? Okay, he is starting to head behind a termite mound, so I'm just going to try and reverse. Hopefully we'll be able to have a look at him heading onto the island in the middle of the dam, and he'll come out. So I'm really hoping that's what he's going to do. But we'll have to...
Sorry about that, but as you know, Chitwa Dam can be a little bit on the sneaky side. Can I ask you to hold that for me? Thank you. I can't put my lid back on my water bottle, so I'm just passing it. Sebastian's able to just tighten it close for me because I'm going to spill it. Anyways, so gremlins, pesky gremlins, we need to beat them away. Where's that machete? Has Ellie got her machete with her? Hey Megan, she needs to wave it. That sometimes works. Oh, by the way, we have male leopard tracks on top of our tracks from today. We're going to go and find this male leopard now. Means we've got to go back the way we've come. I wonder who it is. I don't know who it is just yet, but they're going this way. So we're going to go that way now. I think I have a see, I don't know now. We need to try and figure out if these tracks go down here or if they go back up towards Gari Cut Line. I don't know why. My gut is saying Gari Cut Line. So I'll just check. But they're fairly fresh, so I want to get a move on. There's also the old hyena tracks from this morning, but these tracks are on top of our tracks from this morning. Okay, I can just see them in the road, so I'm just going to concentrate very carefully. Also, I must listen to my radio in case someone else has found something before me. Who could you be? So we didn't see anything coming up this way. We didn't see anything sitting in the bushes here, but it's very thick in this drainage line. Now I just need to figure out if they go through the dip here. Tricky. Let me just pull off and have a scan on the road. This is where the giraffe came from. They came from this side. No, I can see hyena tracks. I could have also driven over them because I wasn't concentrating, I must be honest. I just had elephants on the brain the entire time. Let's check here. Let's just check Gari Cut Line. Let's just do it. And if there isn't anything, then we'll go back across the dam wall and we'll check Twin Dams. But there's so many good spots in this area for a leopard to just sit down and just take a break. You're having fun there, Sebastian. I've got the giggles today. Giggling Gertie. I suppose actually most days I have the giggles. Except when the leopards and lions are hiding away from me, then I don't think I have much of a sense of humor at all, in fact. Okay, we'll check very carefully around here. Check down in this drainage line, and we're going to check in the tops of the trees to find out where this leopard is. Anyway, Addie's managed to find a spot of signal. Let's hope it lasts. She's still searching for a swimming croc.
Well, the swimming crew has decided to carry on underneath the water, but the hippos over here were just busy yawning and showing their teeth and then just being very active in general. So we're hoping that they're going to start doing it again in the next few moments, because there's been lots of water that's been thrown all around. I love it when they come out of the water and they start opening and wiggling their ears in that fashion. Come, guys. Nope. No yawning, nothing. Well, that's a bit sad. You guys were putting such a good show, and now maybe somebody's embarrassed, and that's why the head has gone all the way down. But you can see just by judging how much of the back of the hippo is out there that the water over here is not too shallow. So they're actually either standing or just resting on top of the bank over there. That's what they were doing up to a few moments ago, until somebody gets up and opens its mouth and just shows it all around. Now I have lost complete sight of Vlad. I know he was not too far from where those hippos are, but I think he's definitely continued down in the water, and I wonder if perhaps maybe he's on the hunt. There are lots of Egyptian geese around here, as I'm sure you've heard, and while they might be interested in something like an Egyptian geese or some of the birds that live around here, those hippos oh, sorry. Those hippos are definitely not a prey species for the crocodiles. They're way too big for even for Vlad to try its luck with anything else that's around here. So, Lorena, you're wondering how long can crocodiles stay underwater for? Well, they can slow their metabolism down enough so that they can be under the water perhaps even an hour at a time. So on days like today, where it's been nice and warm, I'm sure it's already done all of the warming up in the island, and that's why he's busy moving around, pretty much sucked up all the sun, because he is a reptile, so he needs the outside light to get the metabolism going. But I know they can be underneath the water for about an hour, 45 minutes at a time. And Jackie, you were wondering how long can hippos stay underwater for? Well, they can normally be around 8 to 10 minutes, so a lot less than what the crocodiles can. I was so very hoping that maybe Vlad was either going to approach the hippos and just see the hippos getting a bit upset about it and just shooing it away, although I think maybe he's learned his lesson, or that we were going to see the big crocodile coming out of the water. But I think perhaps that's not the case. Can't even really see him from this spot. I think he's definitely gone down and carried on moving. So we have lost him. One of the most dangerous predators that we have in the water sources in Africa. It's the Nile crocodiles as well as the hippos. The hippos will just pretty much attack us for self-defense, or so that we get out of their personal space, whereas crocodiles would still eat us. So now we are very close to some of the most dangerous predators in this whole area, and you see how easy that crocodile just was wiggling her tail, wading through the waves of Chitwa Dam, and carried on moving. And just as soon as it went down, we had pretty much no way of knowing where it had gone, which is quite interesting. Luckily, the hippos are big enough so that we know that they are there with half of their back outside. Seems like it's quite a peaceful setting today. Misha, you're wondering why hippos are not part of the big five if they're so big and dangerous. Well, they were not initially hunted as much as some of the other creatures were, and I think the classification for the big five was just referring to animals that live on land, whereas the hippos, they live on the water, and you can't always find them outside of the water. And I don't know if you're aware of this, but the big five is an old hunting term, so it actually refers to the animals that were the most dangerous for hunters to approach on foot. Now, any of the big five, they held some sort of a prize, whereas I think hunting for hippos is only a late trend, a late fashion, because not even the meat gets eaten all that much by the humans. Apparently it doesn't taste that well, or so I've heard. I've never tried it, so I can't really comment on that. But it is one of the biggest, most aggressive creatures that we have in this area, so maybe we should create a big six and definitely include the hippos in there. Although it would be hard to tell that they can be so aggressive just by judging on how peaceful they have been. And it seems, oh yeah, there's a little baby. So likely that's why this hippo has been there and why it's in the area where it's a bit shallow, because it's got a baby next to it, and probably that's deep enough for the baby so that it can keep its head up and come and get some air whenever it runs out of air underneath the water. And there we go, gone down. Perhaps the youngster is even suckling. They can suckle underneath the water, so I wouldn't be surprised if the little one's actually just suckling down there and every now and again comes up, grabs a bit of air, and then carries on eating. Alright, I want to give one last scan around, see if perhaps we can find this crocodile once more. Like I said, I'm not losing hope that maybe he's getting into on top of the island.
I got him.
Oh, did you? I'm jealous. Craig, eagle eyes, you did. Approaching the Egyptian geese. Oh my goodness, Craig, this might be your chance to see the crocodile eat something. Okay, guys, like how have you not noticed that there's a croc there? It is close enough to the Egyptian geese. I don't know what's happening. This thing today has been almost like a freaky Saturday with all of the animals behaving in strange manners. But there is still some hope that perhaps this crocodile is going to start coming out of the water soon. Are you? That would be because it's slowly but surely headed into the other edge of the water, and it seems to be heading in that direction. Now, it would be very awesome to see him just get out. No! Come back up! Don't play games with us. We know you want to come back up. I was thinking perhaps he was trying to approach some prey, but if it was not the Egyptian geese, there aren't really any antelope in the far corner where he might come out. So I wonder if perhaps he's just playing it safe until he comes out, and maybe he'll start basking on that side of the dam. It would be quite interesting to stick around and see if he does come out and start walking around. So we'll be able to get him walking around like this. Jackie, you're wondering if there are fish in the dam. Yes, they are. Most fish that we get around here are called barbels in South Africa, or catfish, and we often see the fish eagles that live around this dam, that they come down and they hunt them. Well, they fish them and then they leave them, and I think about a week ago we had one of them that was about this big, and it was so big that the fish eagles couldn't actually fly away with it, so they had to consume it pretty much on the spot or on the shore. So I'm sure that was a bit of an effort for them. But we do have fish in this dam. Perhaps in some of the smaller dams we don't, just because they're a bit too small. But here, this is pretty much an ecosystem in itself. There's all sorts of things happening around here. Now I wonder if... Yes, Vlad is slowly but surely heading onto the shore, just to the right of where the Egyptian geese were. Now I'm really hoping he's going to come out. So in between the geese and the branch of that tree. Think a bit more to your left. Yeah, if you see the tree. The tree on the right, the one that's straight ahead in front of you, the one that you were looking at earlier. Yeah, that one. And he was just slowly heading in that direction. I don't know, maybe he's gone back down. I think he has gone down again. He was definitely headed in that direction when I last saw his head. I don't think he is particularly hungry or in the mood for food, but seems to be up to something. And it's quite new for me to see him, because every time that I've come around here, he is just on the island sunbathing and not doing all that much. I've actually never seen him in the water before. Oh, did you see him now? Oh, no, he's playing with my feelings. Maybe he's gonna go after some chicks. Maybe that's what he's in the mood for. So you see, there are quite a few nests around there, but I don't think any of the things there would be enough to satisfy him. Maybe he's in search for some nuggets. And off he goes. He's gone back down again. Interesting. I was so convinced that he was going to come all the way out, but it seems like I was wrong. Keeps coming up and down the water, but like I said, I don't think he will come out of the water. Perhaps maybe we'll carry on sitting around here, see if maybe we see him go all the way around. Because I don't know if you noticed in the background of the screen there were some wires hanging there. That's an electric fence that prevents the hippos and pretty much any of the bigger animals from coming into the lodge. However, it will not prevent smaller things like lions and leopards and crocodiles from getting in there. Let's see once more. Julian, you're wondering if Vlad is or this one is the only crocodile here. Well, there used to be another one, but I've never seen it, so I think maybe that other crocodile has moved off onto another dam, and this big crocodile is the only one that we see every time we come down here. So he seems to be the resident crocodile. Now, I would assume that because crocodiles start getting into their mating season at this time of the year, that perhaps if this one's a male, he would have already gone off looking for a potential mate, or if it was a female, maybe gone off looking for a potential mate as well. But maybe not. Perhaps this is not their main interest at the moment. Chili, you're wondering how often do crocodiles eat? Well, it depends on how big their meal is, but sometimes they eat and they don't have to eat pretty much for a few weeks after that if they manage to lower their metabolism enough. So they're very unlike all of the other creatures that need to eat at least every week or need to eat with a certain regularity. Because they can control their organism like some of the other creatures are not able to, then sometimes what they eat will last them for a very long time. I think even if we look at the crocodiles in the Mara, we're going to start seeing them now with the migration. They're going to be so full of zebra and wildebeest and probably gazelles and who knows what else that they won't have to eat for the next few months. Probably even more than that. Now, I think Vlad has carried on going. I don't know what his plans for the afternoon are, but I think maybe our time has come to start leaving Chitwa Dam and perhaps trying our luck somewhere else. See what else we can find anywhere around. Now, Sandy, we're giving you the chance to pop up in the open area, wherever you might be. It'd be quite cool to be able to find one of the spotted cats. Alright. While we do that, let's go over to Tayla, who's enjoying doing some birding.
We're listening to birds. That is the call of a gorgeous bush shrike. And the reason why I was playing it is I just wanted to listen to it and remember it again. As we pulled through here and came down, we were just about to go into the dip of Twin Dams, about just near Chele Pan. There was a group of arrow-marked babblers, normal for the bush, sitting making a noise, and then in and amongst them there was something that was flying between them, and I saw it, and straight away I thought bokmakeri. Well, no, I lie. First I thought orange-breasted bushshrike, and I said, whoa, there's way too much yellow on it, and it had a black, sort of a bib going across its chest. The gorgeous bushshrike also has that. Now, I'm sorry I'm not focusing on you, because I'm just watching with this tree where I last had it as it's not bouncing anymore, but if I see any movement, we're going to get on there again. So, I've never seen a gorgeous bushshrike, and I don't know if you do get a yellow morph, but I'm just thinking it was so unusual. I've never seen a bokmakeri here before. Just scanning now. Let's go around. That was so amazing. I got so excited there for a second because I don't quite know what I saw. Like I said, too much yellow to be an orange-breasted bushshrike or to be a grey-headed bushshrike, and those two birds also don't have a black bib across their belly, so that leaves us with two birds, either a bokmakeri because of all the yellow, or a gorgeous bushshrike, maybe a juvenile. Maybe that's why it doesn't have its beautiful red scarlet sort of chest. I'm not sure, but it was very interesting. I've never seen a bokmakeri up here. They don't quite occur up here. They're just slightly further south of this, but who knows? You can see some exceptional things in the bush. And we're gonna go into the Mulwati now, and we're gonna go back up the river. I want to have a proper look in here for this bird to see if we can get it again. Just either way, if it's either one of those two birds, they're both exceptionally special, so I think we need to put in a concerted effort over here to see if we can find them. Wouldn't that be amazing? Has anybody ever seen a bokmakiri up this way? Hashtag Safari Live with your answers. But I don't think so. They're very common from the area that I'm from. We used to see them every single day, 10 times over. Beautiful birds. Like to sit right up on the tops of trees and call, but like in these smaller shrubs, because remember the Eastern Cape, there aren't very many big trees. There's lots of small evergreen shrubs, sort of quarry trees that don't get much taller than this, and Diospirus is the common star apples and things like that all around here. Well, not all around here, all around down there in the east. Big herds of impala, but I'm just going to bypass them for now. I'm so excited. Right. I know, it's very nice, but I really want to get down to this drainage line. We'll give the sunset a skip. Machine Gun Nest, now you were wondering, what does the word shrike mean? Well, the fiscal shrikes, or the butcher bird, Jackie Hangman, it goes by many different names, gets its name from its black and white plumage that resembles the tax collectors back in, I think it was the late 1800s, somewhere around there if I'm not mistaken, and they're very sort of aggressive attitude that goes with it, so they called them the fiscals. But now shrike as well, they're typically quite territorial birds, and I'm just trying to think exactly what shrike means. I can't think what the word shrike means, but I'm sure it's got something to do with their behavior. I don't have my big bird book with me. I don't normally take that out on safari. That one lives in my library and is only allowed to be used indoors where I can't wreck it. So I'll have to have a look. Maybe someone can give you a helping hand. And I just want to go in here as far as I can. Maybe we're going to find a leopard. Maybe we're going to find this bird. And then we'll see if we can catch the last of the sunset. Just a little bit further in. Make sure we just check very carefully around here too. Checking all the trees. There's some massive jackalberries around here. Ah, thank you. So our dear friend the internet helped us, and apparently shrike is Old English for thrush. Okay, very interesting. Okay, I'm going to sit here. Just going to check to see if I can see anything in terms of this bird. It was such a pity. I even tried to snap a picture, but I just wasn't quick enough. Very up here. So I'll show you quickly what a bokmakiri looks like. Let me go to a normal image. There we go. That's quite a nice one. So you can see what I mean when I say about the black bib. It definitely had the black bib and then the black line running below its eye. They're very pretty. I'll see what else they have here. There's another striking photo of them. And they're lovely. Would you like to hear their call as well? What do you think about that? I have to go out of here though. Let me just turn this up this way. Back there. Let's have a listen. So this is the bokmakiri now. Very pretty to hear this sound first thing in the morning. And then I want to show you the gorgeous bush shrike. There it is. That's the gorgeous bush shrike. So to me, the bird that I think it probably was just a strange coloration of a gorgeous bush shrike, because like I said, they're the only two that have got those markings. There's another one. Very pretty. Because I'm not too sure. See what else they've got. That looks like a female. See, they lack that black sort of bib. But very interesting though. I don't know who it was. So, speaking of Megan, can you repeat that again? So you cut off there, so I missed the beginning part. Did somebody say they saw one at Gallagher House? Oh, okay. So Michael, you've said that you saw one in March this year at Gallagher. Okay, that's very, very interesting then. So, and that's the Bokmakiri, right? That's correct, hey Megan? Right, so there we go. I think that's what it was. Very, very interesting. But I just, I didn't get a good enough ID to confirm it. I wish we had a photo or something. You just have to take my word for it, I promise. Anyways, I'm just reversing out of the Mulwati. I don't have anywhere to turn, so I'm going to go backwards now on my same track. But the name Bokmakiri is derived from its call. The way that it goes. Well, you heard the call. I'm not going to try and do it now, but you heard it, so that's where it gets its name from. Oh my goodness, sorry, I'm going to go quite a... Oh no, we're almost there at the junction now. We don't have to go too much further. Almost. Suppose we can turn here. I can actually turn around. Whee, up we go. Go a little bit of a way up. Down we go again into the track. Tamara, you said that this area that we're in is so beautiful and you'd love to sit here all day. It is very, very, very pretty indeed. Let's get out of low range. You don't need to be in low range anymore. It's stunning. And then unfortunately up in the northern sands the scenery is not so beautiful. I think we're going to have to go down Mulwati. My gut is telling me to go that way. We're going to follow my gut and hopefully it is going to be the right choice. Therefore we will need to go back into low range. And it's going to get even prettier now tomorrow, so I hope you stay glued to your screen. Because going down this way is really nice. Let's check what's happening on the radio. Oh, so it sounds like there's some snakes. Not that we can get to, unfortunately, just in Buffelshoek, just north of Tamputi Dam. I think they're mating a pair of rock pythons, which is quite interesting. Very nice sighting that. I'd love to see that. I've never seen pythons mating before. Quite interesting. Right, well, let's keep an eye out for some of these special birds. Oi! Many gremlins around here. Ali and I seem to be battling them, so before they attack me, let's go back across to her.
Alright, well, we have got a beautiful view of the little light that's left of the sunset, so we're going to show it to you in a little bit. We just need to get past some of these trees, and I think maybe here. What do you think, Craig? Is this good enough? Well, there isn't too much light, but it's still a pretty view as the sun has gone down, because I don't think we're going to be able to have a proper look at the sunset because there's a very thick cloud bar covering where the sun would normally go down. So I'm pretty sure it's gone all the way down there, and we have missed the sunset for the day. If the clouds weren't there, I reckon we would be able to see it, but it doesn't seem like there will be such luck today. Now, sun has gone down. It's time for some of these creatures to start going and moving up and about. So maybe we'll be able to find some of the spotted cats that have been so elusive this afternoon. Alrighty. I think maybe we're going to try and carry on. I am hoping we're going to be lucky later on as soon as we bring the spotlights out. That would be good. And it should be a full moon sometime today, so I think maybe we must just wait for the moon to come up. That would be something stunning. Perhaps maybe we should try heading towards Treehouse Dam, because Treehouse Dam is a very pretty place for the moon to come up. But I think the moon's only going to start coming up a little bit later, so we're going to have to be patient and wait for that to happen. Not just quite yet. Alright, we are going to be passing some cars, so we're just going to give them right of way. Thanks, and you?
That's good.
Is Shadow on Arethusa's side or Hoffman's?
Yesterday morning.
Okay.
Was in Hoffman.
And Madora Ingwe going into Arethusa from...
there was a control going there, and somewhere there on... them or
Yeah. Yeah?
Your side.
Yeah.
Something on the Kenan, so that was...
Yeah, I know. I saw the trucks, but then they go back out into Arethusa's side. So
Yeah,
I was hoping...
out.
Yeah. In and out. All right. Cool. Well, I'll see you around. Thanks so much. Enjoy, guys. Right, so it would seem that the leopards have not crossed our side, just some old updates, but it's always good and to stop and just chat to the guys, see if maybe they have picked up something that we have missed, because they traverse a much bigger area and they just have much more channels on the radio. So it seems like Shadow and Hosana haven't been found. Shadow maybe was crossing into our area yesterday morning, but I think that's when we had her. Wasn't it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. So we've already had her for a day. Seems like Tayla has managed to find the moon, so let's go over to her and see what it looks like.
It's the one thing that can't run away from me, Ellie. We have found the moon. I know you were wanting to find it, but Sebastian begged me to stop here to have a look at it through the trees. And isn't it just so beautiful? It is very, very pretty this evening. And the wind is completely vanished too. And there's an eerie silence that's about the bush all of a sudden. Very quiet. Not anyone has really started singing their songs. Say goodnight to the world and start the clocks all over again. But that is so amazing. I just wanted to stop and have a very, very quick view at that. Aren't our cameras so cool that you can even see the craters? That's what I love the most, that they're so powerful. And the Easter Bunny's back in its home. You can just see, I always talk about the Easter Bunny living in the moon. That's just because that's what my parents told me growing up my whole life. That he lives up there. Some of you may call it the man of the moon, but it's the Easter Bunny to me. Okay, let's carry on. We're doing a cruise now. Doing a sunset cruise in the Mulwati. We're going down to have a look, to do a bit of investigating. If we can't find a leopard or two. So I wonder if those tracks that we had are Hosanas. There's many of them around really.
Oh, sorry, it seems like Tayla had a bit of an incident with the moon gremlins. We are in a bad gremlin area, but we're gonna jump away very quickly. Ooh, sorry, Craig. And out of the gremlin zone we go. Whew. That was very exciting. Hopefully you're all still hanging on to us. Now I think what we're going to try and do is perhaps go onto the wall and Treehouse Dam and see if maybe we can see that beautiful full moon going up. It's just behind us, so we're going to try and get there quite quickly because I think it's going to be a spectacular moon. And I think there's something very special about all of the full moons and just how pretty they look in general. I absolutely love them. So we shall try and get there. Like I said, we are still a little bit far, so fingers crossed we'll be able to get there in time before the moon is all the way up. Hello! How are you doing? Good, thanks! Say hello to everyone for me, please, will you? Alright, sorry guys, I was an well, he still works at Simbambili, so he was one of my friends, so it's good to say hello to everyone, but I think I need to get out of the main road, because I don't want to carry on talking to people. I want to be able to see the moon. Alright, we shall get there. Come on, roads. Alright, almost there. I think maybe this has been a team effort. Tayla spotted the moon, and then we're gonna get the last bit of the moon going up. Alright, we are almost there on the road that I want to be able to cross. And the moon is still there, so it's still looking like a big piece of cheese, which is really what we want it to look like. And now there's a road that goes up like this, so I think that's where I'm going to try and stop and see if maybe we can have a very nice view. There we go. Found the road. I thought this road would never come. And then there's the moon right there. Alright. Craig, this good enough? Should we go back? Alright, sorry. I am not following you.
So like pull back so you go like that.
Okay. Alright, that's fine. Alright. Let me just go forward. Then we are here. The moon is waiting for us. It will not go anywhere. Yes?
Sure. Yeah, that's
Alright. Let me get my head out of the way. And we're slowly gonna get there. Yes! The full moon! Beautiful. It's got that wonderful orangey color to it, which is one of my favorite views out here in the bush. So, stunning view. I'm very happy that Tayla actually managed to spot it, because we were just looking behind us and I think there were too many trees and we thought that the moon wasn't yet out. But clearly we were wrong, because it's well on its way on top of the sky. Now I think the July full moon is called the buck moon in North America. We don't really have any associations with it down here in the southern hemisphere, but just called the buck moon because at this time of the year, apparently in North America, a lot of the antlers, or a lot of the animals, a lot of the bucks like the deers and all of those different species start getting their antlers. It's also called the thunder moon because at this time of the year in the northern hemisphere apparently it starts raining quite a lot. So I am fascinated by the fact that every new moon is associated to something, and it's something that I only recently discovered. And I think probably June and July are my favorite ones because they are the only two that we have done. The strawberry moon in June, I think the strawberry moon is my favorite one, and then the buck moon or the thunder moon in July. Stunning. Very beautiful, and of course we've got all the little birds making the noises, and it's all the way up in the sky. Not a bad day. Not a bad day at all. Oh, so exciting that we actually managed to come and have a look at the moon before it became just a normal moon all the way up in the sky, because as soon as it starts coming up and it goes through pretty much all of that Venus belt, that belt of pinkish colors out in the horizon, then it turns into pretty much a normal yet brighter moon. So these beautiful colors, they are my favorite part of the moon getting all the way up. Well, it still looks a bit different. Our Lara Moore, you say that it's so perfect. I think it's beautiful, isn't it? It's just something really stunning when we manage to get to see that beautiful moon coming all the way up. No, very exciting times. I'm happy that at least we got a view of it going all the way up. P. Hart, you're wondering if the rutting noise that the impala were making earlier on, sorry, not later, was due to the full moon. Well, there is some sort of theories that say that the impala, they become a bit more active and that the moon affects the animal movements as well. However, I'm not too sure if there's any scientific base to it. It would be interesting to go and find out. What I do know is that the moon seems to affect everyone, and that's perhaps why some of the lions have been so elusive lately. And why they just haven't been around. Who knows, maybe the lions are moony. So happy we managed to get that. I was thinking that we were definitely not going to be able to come on the top of the road before we managed to get a view of the moon. Did not get it coming out, which would have been quite nice, but we still got the beautiful moon before it became just a normal moon up there in the sky, shining of a more whitish color. Alright, let's give perhaps all of these roads a new try. See if we can. The brain, you say moonless nights are so romantic. Sorry, I am distracted because there's an elephant far into the bushes. Moonlit nights are so romantic. That makes a lot more sense than what I heard. Sorry. I got distracted, like I say, with an elephant, but I don't know if we're going to be able to have a view because it's far into the bushes, and every now and again I just see the white tusk. But I'm happy. There's an elephant. Hallelujah. I haven't seen an elephant in quite a while, so yay. Now it seems to be a bull. I can't even see it anymore. I think maybe if we stick around here, if it starts moving around, it'll be a bit easier to see it. As it's moving in the thickets at the back over there. But it's a bit of a tough spot. I cannot even see it anymore. Alright, seems like Tayla has done an excellent job in holding on to the moon, so let's go over to her while we try and find this elephant again.
Well, we want to try something, Seb. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to position the car, I'm going to angle the bonnet towards the hood, to the moon, and then I'm going to stand on top of the car and see if we can't do something. Do you think that'll work? Should we try? So I just need to reverse. I want to see if we can do this. I feel like playing games now because the leopards are hiding away from me, so I'm going to keep myself entertained. If we do that, cool. Put all the
Oh, hello everyone. We are just busy trying to set up the infrared. So if you guys give us 1 second, I think we're gonna put that on hold until we manage to get to Treehouse Dam, which is not too far from us. Maybe that's exactly where that elephant is headed, because I didn't want to start driving and then maybe Craig would fall off. We don't really want anyone falling off. We prefer when everyone sticks and stays on the vehicle. Now, like I said, we're not too far, so I'm hoping that elephant might just carry on going in that general direction, and that we'll be able to have a look at it drinking water from the pan, and we're using the IR technology. It was walking quite steadily north, and I can't see it anymore. It's definitely disappeared into the bushes. So maybe if we wait around long enough, it'll come out and reveal itself to us once more. Perhaps even one of the sneaky leopards that have been walking around here that seem to prefer coming in and out of properties and just making everything a bit more complicated for all of us. Alright, there seem to be some more elephant tracks for big elephants and small elephants. Now, I'm not going to get out of the car because I'm not too sure how close they are. But it seems like there are tracks for a whole herd going in that general direction. Now, we drove this road earlier on, so these elephant tracks are on top of our track. So I wonder if maybe we'll get lucky and we'll be able to spot a few more elephants there. Oh, my book is falling. That would be quite nice just to see them all splashing and spluttering around. And of course, very likely that bull that we saw walking around in this general direction is trailing this herd of females. Perhaps he's picked up that there's a female that's ready to mate. Perhaps he's just picked up the fact that there's a herd and that it's worth pursuing, see if there are any mating opportunities. So I think this Ellie needs to do a bit of catching up though. He's quite far behind. No, I don't know if maybe these elephants carried on walking and then went even further north from where we are now, because I can't see them in the drainage line and there are no more trucks on the road, and they just kind of went in that direction. So let's go over to Treehouse Dam. I can almost see the dam wall now and see if perhaps the elephants have gone all the way in there. That would be quite nice. Maybe they'll be sharing the water with Scuba Steve, although I think Scuba Steve is a bit shy as a hippo, and likely he doesn't really like sharing any of his water. Alright guys. I thought there was a leopard track, but I think it's just my mind playing games on me now. Now, let's go back down here. Nope. Seems like there isn't much happening at Treehouse Dam. No elephants. No Hosana. Alright, well then we're gonna do one last loop around, see if perhaps we get lucky as the night starts falling. Maybe we'll be able to spot one of the cats. Any one of them would be nice. So I'm gonna roughly head into the direction, into that corner of the property, that corner of Djuma where all of the cats seem to have come in and out. And maybe we'll be able to catch whoever it is in that came in, or maybe came back in and hasn't gone out just yet. Alright, so I see more elephant tracks on the road here ahead of us. Like I said, I'm not too sure where the yellies are, so I'd rather not get out and then bump into them. But they definitely came from where we saw them earlier, where we first had the tracks. They came through the drainage line, probably came down and had a drink, and now they have carried on all the way on the road. Roughly heading over there. Okay, seems like Tayla has managed to fight all the gremlins, and now she's got the moon all for herself.
Oh, hello. Sorry, I'm asking Sebastian now how to exactly get my hand. Is it working? Am I swaying? I'm trying to stand very still. It's very difficult.
Back, towards you, and then down. And stay there, stay there.
Am I holding them?
Stay there.
I'm trying.
Oh, that's the shot. Here we go.
Do I smile?
Here we go. Even Maggie's saying, awesome. Yeah, smile. I'm recording this.
This is so cool.
Strap in.
Never have I ever held the moon in my hand. So if you have been watching, I'm taking my cues from Sebastian because I can't hear what's going on now. But I am holding the moon in my hands. It's something that I've always wanted to do. Yay! Life goal check. It's been a good day. Hasn't it been a great day? Can I come down now? Because I don't know if I can stand this still. My awkward position. Okay, that was cool. Woo! Now let's carry on looking for... Not going to make the same mistake that I did when I jumped out and I jumped into thorns. Right, in I go again. And I'm plugged in. Yeah, that was cool. Thanks, Seb. I've always wanted to do that.
The moon in...
Ah, thanks, Megs. The moo... Oh, what it is, I suppose I've got the sun in my pocket and the moon in my hands, and then it carries on old Lockenville. Yay! I win at life. Thank you, William. You think that I'm so funny? Well, William, if I could have put a smile on your face, and it seems as though I did, that makes me very, very, very happy. That's what I live for, is making people smile. And if I can just make one person smile every single day, then it can't really be a bad day, can it? I think it's time for Spotlight. Now, we haven't had any luck with the leopards. We just had those tracks on Central, and they're going back towards Giraffe Dip. So it's difficult to say where exactly this male leopard has gone. But if it is Hosana that has crossed into the property, I wonder if it isn't Chongile that was maybe walking around. Maybe he's seeking out his sister. Or Hosana could just be picking up the thing. We'll keep looking around here. Hopefully do some laps around. We're eventually going to... Alright, let's very quickly go across to Ali.
Alright guys, sorry, this caught us completely by surprise. Craig is still trying to put the IR on, but look at this. Look who it is. Yes! Now, I think this is Hosana. You naughty boy. You've been coming in and out, and I've been looking for you the whole day. But we forgive you because we're very happy to see you. Alrighty. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Alright, just going to have to turn around, obviously, because he's heading onto the other side, and there's no point in us reversing. So exciting! I am on Treehouse dam junction with Philemon's cut line. So I'm gonna head onto Treehouse Dam. All right, my goodness, exciting times. Now, I'm sorry if you see Craig's hand popping in and out of the frame. He is trying to put the IR on, so it's quite a good, skillful thing that he's doing back there while we follow this beautiful leopard. I'm so excited. I wonder if maybe he went back out and then came back in, because this is definitely not the area where we had tracks earlier on. Looking very big. What do you need? Yeah, can do that. Whew. All right, well, thank you, elephants. Once more, thanks to the elephants, we managed to find a leopard. What you doing there? All right, are you just walking down the path? Well, this is very exciting stuff. And he just pretty much happened to be on our way, right next to us. And I must say, I would like to say that he bumped into us, but we had actually stopped to put the IR on, and then he bumped into us, which is very exciting. Now, are you on the hunt? You seem to be. Every now and again, that head goes up. Looking for food, are we? Perhaps he's going to Treehouse Dam. We know that he likes hunting in that general area, and that he's been around there quite often. So it is wonderful to see him there. Now I've just got to call this in on the radio, just because we were so excited that I completely forgot about it. Got Hosana bummering on Treehouse Dam towards the dam. Thank you. No, Ingwe? A-firm, you can make your way. Alright, I think he is busy hunting, or he seems to be, because you see every now and again he stops, and then he looks up the way he is now. It's just a bit out of the way there. All right. Sorry. Yes. Are you still sorting out the IR? He is slowly going down there, and I'm sure he's looking for food just by the way that he's walking, and then he stops. His head goes in a certain direction, and he carries on moving that way. Beautiful. Seems like for once all of this cat tracking paid off, although if not in the area where we expected it to happen. Now, are you good with the IR, or are you still putting it on? Okay. Alright. Seems like we are good. We are good. Thanks, Megs, for asking. Seems like Craig managed to put it on very quickly. Alright, there we go. He's stopped once more in front of the road, and he's just peering above the grass because it's quite long around this area, so I'm sure you're looking for food. He seems like he could have a bit of a bite, so I'm sure that he's looking. Oh, very exciting to see you, boy. We haven't seen you in a while. Now, I can't recall seeing any impala around here. All of the ones that we saw earlier on were at twin dams. So maybe that's the direction where he's headed off to. Huh, there's a bit of a scratch on the paws. Are you coming back? Oh, yawning. Ali, you say that cat today has begun, that he's so beautiful. Yay! Well, better late than ever. Maybe he's taking one from his father's book, or he just has to come into you. He just has to grace us with his presence towards the end of the show. Now, I want to see where he's actually going, because he's okay. Seems like we're gonna have to do a bit of off-roading now, so just okay. Yes, I think we should swap to the infrared, just because it'll be easier to then spot him around, or maybe not. Alright, he is in front of us and still moving there. Andrew, just come towards Philemon's cut line. He's just busy mobile in that direction. Alright, I can't really hear what's happening on the radio. So there he is. He's just walking in front of us, but I don't know if the infrared is actually doing a bit more damage than good. Come to Treehouse Dam, Philemon's Cut Line junction. We just pretty much headed east, south of that junction. He's gone into the Shlatine now. Negative, I don't think he is. Alright, sorry guys, I'm just trying to, everyone's been quite desperate for leopard this afternoon, so just trying to see a leopard, so I just gotta keep updating on and off the guys on the radio. Okay, copy? Just to let them know what's happening and where we're going. Because he's now taking a turn of events. So I wonder if he's also going to start looking for some warthogs. Avery 8 and Regan 6 years old. You say that this is the first leopard that you've ever seen. Well, yay, and you're seeing a very special leopard, a young boy. I don't know what he's hunting, but he definitely seems to be hunting something. So it could be something small like a scrub hare, although I can't see anything from here. So I wonder if perhaps he's actually just making his way towards something that he wants to eat. I'm not sure. Alright. Let me just... I can't see it now. Alright. It's a bit thick here. Can you see him, Craig? Oh, alright. Alright. Let me try and bundu bash around here. I think there's a branch there, a log that I won't be able to get past. And we'll try to... This is where we last saw him walking into, so hopefully we'll be able to find him again. But while we try to keep up with him, let's go over to Tayla, who's looking for other nocturnal creatures.
I'm trying to find a chameleon. That's what we're looking for at the moment. Actually, there's a good couple of chameleon trees normally around here. That's what we're searching for. How cool that you got to see a leopard. Woohoo! Completing a cat a day. Nice that Hosana decided to show up. I think he's done quite a bit of walking today, by the sounds of it. Let's go around here. We're just going to check on quarantine and see if there's anything that's happening. Maybe some bush babies. That would be quite nice. Let's go the whole way around and see how it is. Maybe a white-tailed mongoose, perhaps. Porcupine. Who knows? Now, a question from Take Care, and that is, do we need to check our vehicles before drives for spiders and other creepy crawlies? Yes. Do you remember when we had that plague of brown button spiders everywhere? It was actually quite frightening how many there were, and they were living underneath the pedals of the cars, and there was females with their egg sacs. It wasn't very nice at all. So yes, we do. We have to be very careful. You can find sack spiders, you can find scorpions. Jamie's been stung by a scorpion. One fell out of the light, if I'm not mistaken, landed on her and stung her. So it's good. It's also good to bang your shoes out. I sometimes forget it, but Sebastian was telling me the other day, again, we know we should bang our shoes out because we leave them everywhere and there's lots of things that can crawl in them. And Seb was saying that the one day he actually remembered to, he had a centipede come out of his shoe. Imagine putting your foot into that. That would not be very pleasant at all. So it's good just to check. I often shake the blankets that we sit on just to give us a bit more height. Shake them out, and then I always check before I put my hand anywhere. Actually, last night, weird feeling. I searched my entire room. I looked underneath my bed. I pulled my big first aid kit out to see if there wasn't something behind it. I went and something that I don't normally do, checked all the corners. It's not that I was scared. I just thought. Anyways, Hosana's giving Ali a bit of a slip here and there, but she's managing to keep up with him. Let's go and see if he's going to catch anything.
He certainly seems quite interested in catching something. He's been walking very slowly, always in this direction, and it's still a puzzle to us what it is. But he is definitely busy. There's something that's caught his interest and he's going that way. Standing by. Hey From, I've still got visual now. I'm in the block between Philemonskatline and Tria's Dam Road. So if you come from that junction, then you'll see my off-road truck heading east. Okay, copy. Now there were a few birds that flew away. Maybe he was looking at some quails, but I don't think that's his main interest. And he is trying to make himself smaller. No, I don't know what it is that there is around here. Could be anything from a diker to an impala to some sort of bird perhaps around here, but like I said, we've got absolutely no clue what it is that he's seen. And this could just be the start of a very slow process until he manages to actually catch something. But it's awesome to see him doing so well and acting like such grown-up leopard. So you see, Karula taught him quite well as what to do as a leopard to be able to provide for himself. Find himself a good meal. You see, he's being very careful where he steps. He doesn't want to make a noise. He doesn't want to give his position away. Approaching very slowly. Wonder what he's looking for. I'm gonna give him a chance to carry on walking a little bit while we still have view of him, so just in case wherever it is that he's looking for is not too close, so that we don't spoil it either for him or for the prey. So we're just gonna give them enough space to play this out and see what happens, because he's been very careful where he's stepping. Look at that. See how he also keeps one paw up and starts hearing in every direction. Very still. And we can just see him thanks to the infrared. I'm sitting here in the car looking straight into the direction where he is, and I cannot see him with my own bare eyes. So likely that's the same for a lot of the creatures that are around here that don't even know that there's a young male leopard lurking in this area. I wonder what kind of loop around he's done. He must have done something quite big to come all the way from where he was. He's quite far from where his tracks were initially found. I wonder if he hasn't actually just been walking around all this time. It seems like Tayla has managed to find a beautiful silhouette. Let's go over to her while we wait for Hosana to decide his next move.
Well, unfortunately, it's not the silhouette of an elephant, like I thought we were going to get this afternoon, but it is a silhouette, nonetheless, of one of the giraffe that we were lucky to see drinking down at the dam. They look a lot more settled now. They're not being herded about by the elephants. They're just going about their day. They're up on quarantine on these open plains. But it's very, very dark now. But how cool was that? I think it was a great way. We might get another view. Nah, deciding. Oh, infrared. We can do infrared giraffe. There they are. They're standing in the distance, munching about. It's very nice out here. It's so peaceful. You can hear all the insects talking too. The birds have taken a break. But you know who's going to keep us very busy tonight and keep us awake? Might not be the hyenas, might not be the lions or the leopards, but the crowned lapwings and the guinea fowl and the turtle doves, because the moon is very bright and they're going to think that it's daytime, and so are the elephants. There's an elephant in the distance. All sorts of wonderful sounds tonight. Should we go and see if we can get those ellies? Maybe we can. I'm just going to continue off-roading here because we're almost at the road. Let's quickly try and go. Hang on, we might have, what are they doing? What are you two doing? Are you swinging your necks at each other? No. I thought we were going to have infrared giraffe sparring. Okay, almost there. The road's just up over here. What I'll try and do is if the elephants are coming up onto quarantine, maybe they're just after the giraffe, following them around. We will try and get below them. Or we'll try and get the elephants in the moon. Whichever one comes first. Here's the road here. Whee! Bounce, bounce, bounce. Where are you, elephants? Okay, we're going to see if we can line up a nice silhouette of the elephants if they do come this way. But back across, I'm going to send you to Ali and Hosana, who is on the hunt for some dinner.
He is definitely on the hunt for something, but we cannot figure out what it is. It must be something that's close by, judging by the way that he's walking. But again, we tried using the infrared camera and zooming closer into that distance to see if perhaps there was anything, but nothing. So I wonder if perhaps there's not a scrub here that he's looking for. Alright, I'm gonna try and go slightly forward. See, there we have another view of him. Whew. Blending in so well with the grass. It's incredible. You can take a standby one. No, it seems... Alright. It seems like there are good news. Seems like the lions are also starting to come north. They are still far south, but maybe tomorrow we will also get a view. But wonderful to have them here for now, or to have Hosana just looking so intently. It is still a bit of a complicated area to maneuver around. I think one of the guys trying to get here has been struggling through some very thick bushes. Beautiful. Hello, guy. Alright, he seems a bit more relaxed, so perhaps whatever it is that he was looking for is either a bit further away or he got a bit excited ahead of time. But still, we know he's definitely looking for something. Very exciting. Alright, let me try and move around, see if maybe we can get another glimpse of him. But while we reposition, let's go to Tayla, who has managed to find the moon and the elephants.
Well, we haven't quite got the silhouette, but we definitely managed to get the moon and the elephants. How beautiful is that? Well, we're in infrared at the moment, so we're sitting in complete darkness. And I'm not going to say too much. I actually just want you to sit and listen to the sounds that I'm hearing right now. Now imagine, or picture yourself in my shoes. I can barely see anything. I can see the silhouettes of the elephants when I look at them with my eyes. But it's just amazing to take your sight away and just be able to listen to the beautiful sounds out there. And that's something that you can only get on safari if it's pitch black or if you close your eyes, of course. But it is amazing to use your hearing out here. Isn't that cool? The same herd that we've been following for pretty much the entire day. The same ones we've seen on the dam cam. And I think it's the same big herd that Rexon spotted this morning moving onto the property. And I really hope that they do decide to hang around and spend the day up here for the sunrise safari. How great is that? We're so lucky. We've seen so many amazing things. But I'm going to send you across now to Ali for the final moments of the show with our young prince Hosana.
Seems like someone has decided to check into the old hyena den. That's all the way that he's made us come, but still looking for something around here. Now I know there are often impala around this area, so I wonder if that's what he's been able to smell, although we can't really see anything else around us. But how amazing was this to just be able to find him? Oh no, don't go. Okay, he's going around. So we're just gonna quickly go around here. Hopefully we'll be able to get one last glimpse at our royal cub. There we go, in front of us. There we go. Beautiful. All right. Oh my goodness, the last little while with our royal cub that we've all been willing to come back. How exciting. I think it was all worth it just to know that he's still doing well and that he is acting like such a big leopard. It's awesome to see him. Wonderful. All right, it's been a very exciting afternoon and very happy to have seen him, and we will see you all tomorrow morning.